Yo, yo. Retro game number 3, playing their scenario R-A, so the first scenario in the retro book. Russian crushing victory, another amazing victory on the attacker's part. Did notice I used concealment this time, which didn't really affect it at all, because I never fired on them with the concealment. But a few things that, well, first of all, this is an amazing game. I had melees that went with broken squads and leaders holding off a platoon. I had all kinds of cool melees that lasted longer than they should have. I had a hero made. I think the berserker I made that was wrong, but I had a berserker made. I had a hero made. I forgot the sand the entire time. I had a couple of VLRs, not very many of those. I didn't set up the Russians right. The Russians should have been able to sit in any building that were there no Germans, so they would have actually started way in here instead of moving all the way from here over. So that slowed them down. I think if they had been dispersed all through here, they would have destroyed that even quicker. I didn't give the Russians their 4 DCs. Totally overlooked it when I looked at the thing. I was doing hesitation wrong. Hesitation is like if I'm in here and I move out here and he's within sight, and if I get a hesitation roll and I fail, I'm supposed to move back in the building and put a hesitation marker there. No one can move through that for the turn. What I was doing was moving here, hesitation, and the guy would stay in the open. And no one could move in there. Actually, no, I kept moving people in there and they could stay there. So that kind of sped up their movement a little bit until someone pointed it out, and the last 2 turns didn't do it that way. The huge thing I didn't do, these Russian 6.28s, I was firing them as though they had a range of 4. So that's huge. These are some big fire groups. I know for a fact that I fired on a couple. Not much happened. These guys fired on them, not much happened. So I think I may be okay, but I know I used them here a couple times and might have broke them. It only really broke them until they got up here. So it didn't really affect it, but it might have in a couple of instances, maybe. But their defenses didn't break until they got right next to them. I got up to different levels, so I went up to level 2s. The Germans tried to scurry up high to get away from it. That was cool. There's a melee still, but basically the Germans had to hold 5 buildings. Sorry, got all crazy there. Germans had to hold 5 buildings, and they failed. They've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. I did a cheesy ball thing, and I had this leader and this squad here, and I had this squad move over. So, I mean, it's the sole occupant in the building, so he'd be there. He's the sole occupant. I think it's different in full ASL. Okay, it's fun. It took me 2 hours to play this game. 2 hours with 38 squads, 7 leaders, flamethrowers, machine guns, lots of support weapons. 2 hours. 2 hours. That's amazing. And I did some things wrong. This game is definitely in favor of the attackers. It's my 3rd game. I am usually really bad on the attack. Every tactical game I've done ever before, I'm not that good. I've won crushing, and granted, I'm playing solo, but it doesn't matter. When I'm playing solo, I'm usually really tough on the defense, or I'm just bad on the attack. Here, I've had 3 overwhelming attack wins. I mean, overwhelming, I ended a turn early. If I'd set it up right and had the DCs, I probably could have got done in like 3 turns. Maybe 3 turns, maybe 4. 4 or 3. So there are basically 10 squads versus 26. So you could probably lower that over 2 to 1 odds, which is they usually say 2 to 3 to 1 to attack. Not in this game. I could have probably taken it with maybe 18 squads. Maybe. I mean, let's look here. The Russians only lost 5. The Germans lost so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 6, 7. This Russian pile should be much higher because they've got the range. They got 6, and they should be able to take them out. Part of that thing is because of hesitation. And you could blame me on my setup. Like I had a couple guys back here. I guess you need to really have them out front so they get more range. this didn't count, I don't believe, as hesitation. So there really wasn't a lot. This was a tough board. On heavy boards, so I did read a house rule that maybe people like in dense areas, like if you're doing a Stalingrad fight, this would count for hesitation, and you might do it with another penalty of a -1. So they're probably going to pass, but it's a hesitation. And you could also use the hesitation rule like if it's on a 6, like they will only break on a 6 or not even on a 6. No, they won't break on a 6. You can 6 and then a 5 and a 6 or something like that. It's enjoyable. There's a lot of cool things that are happening. It's just a little too easy for the attackers. And again, maybe I'm not setting up my defenses right based on this game, you know. Machine guns go out. I was doing that right because I stopping them here. I probably should have gone up higher levels. Then I could have seen over some of this stuff. Because I could have gone up 2 levels, and that would have seen over, like even over this, well, not over that. Would have seen over this, for sure. And when these guys are crawling out here, these guys could have seen them, like here, over these walls. Even if they'd been on the first level, they would have seen over these walls. So I think there's some things I really need to rethink my defense. All right, that's it. It's a long vid. Thanks for watching. And after talking it through, I was going to do something else different in gaming, but I'm tempted now to maybe try one more and really think about the defense and how I set it up. I would like to try another armor scenario. I do need to try another armor one. See how that goes. We'll see you.